And now, please welcome President Haynes to the podium.
Happy New Year. It is amazing for me to start this morning by stating the surprising fact that this is my 10th convocation here. It really does seem like only a few days ago we were agreeing on our 5 strategic priorities and working together to create a shared vision for Cal State San Marcos. As some of you may have heard me paraphrase, the years are flying by. Some days are long indeed. But those long days are worth it when I watch this video and I look at the collective talent in this room. As I walked around this morning, meeting and greeting many of you, I was delighted to see a mix of the very new and the long-tenured faculty and staff. You truly represent the breadth of our university, each of you with unique skills, yet focused on our common goals and values. Over these past years, I have talked with you about those values, everything from teamwork and university first perspective to celebrating 20 years of innovation, to recognizing our adaptability and resiliency in the face of 6 continued years of tough budget cuts. Today, with better economic news, some additional funding, new system leadership, and our 25th anniversary on the horizon, I want to celebrate this learning organization that we all care so deeply about. Let me be clear that I'm not describing our learning organization as such just because we're a public university, but rather because we possess the characteristics of spirit, tenacity, and wisdom to know that what we do matters, even when opinion makers may seem steeped in rhetoric to the contrary. We know that our work is important, even when some may suggest that it costs too much and takes too long. The cost of not persisting in our goals would be devastating to this state and to our region. In learning organizations, people matter. And our important work here could not be done without the people in this room. As faculty, staff, and administrators, you help us to realize our primary mission: to educate the people of this region. Your work and you matter. And as learning organization, it's important that we support and appreciate each other, and that this organization equip you with the knowledge you need to help us innovate and thrive amid changing landscapes of public higher education. One of our 5 strategic priorities is campus climate. And over the years, we have established several initiatives aimed at creating and then maintaining an environment that encourages continuous employee learning, critical thinking, and risk-taking. That we chose campus climate as a strategic priority was not by accident. It was an intentional decision to help improve morale, to direct funds and energies toward maintaining a positive, supportive atmosphere, and to keep us working together toward common goals. For those of you who may remember, shortly after I arrived, I asked for input on what could enrich our campus climate. From the many thoughtful suggestions, Campus Connect was launched to strategically increase collegiality and promote continuous learning and discussion among employees who may work together on a daily basis but not really know each other. It provides that 30,000-foot view of this grand university, and it provides cross-divisional perspectives. It has led, I believe, to more creativity, to strong networks of supportive colleagues, which has helped us through these tough budget times and to increase collegiality. Since its launch in 2005, 15% of all full-time employees have now participated in this program. That's nearly 200 Campus Connect alumni. As you saw on the program and the slides when you walked in, 25 people were accepted this year out of 75 applications. 7 of those selected this year are faculty, the highest number in the program's history. As a complement to Campus Connect, the Leadership Academy was structured 3 years ago to identify current leaders by widening skill sets and offering exposure to new experiences. Over the course of a year, Academy members work together across divisions to effect change by demonstrating a university-first perspective. They explore topics such as making courageous decisions and fostering open communication among teams. To assist newly hired managers, we established new onboarding procedures that pair these managers with a buddy or buddies who answer questions, provide feedback, and offer support and encouragement. They also share our culture of leadership, the university's history and philosophy, our strategic priorities, and how we work with the Chancellor's Office, the system, and its structure. Another ongoing demonstration of our commitment to you and to our continuous learning process is evident in the implementation of our diversity strategic plan this past spring. Building a community of diverse people who will thrive together and learn from one another is key. So we formed a campus-wide diversity council to help us remain aware and ahead of diversity issues. And we have connected the faculty staff associations under the Office of Diversity to create more cohesion between the associations and the work of our university. A goal of this diversity strategic plan was to review and revise search policies and practices for faculty and MPPs, for the hiring to look for candidates with experience working in diverse environments and with a commitment to higher education as access for underrepresented students. As a community of scholars, we must be willing not only to tolerate colleagues' opinions about things that matter deeply to us, we must also be bold enough to encourage and engage them in thoughtful, civil dialogue. Our diversity strategic plan is and will continue to be indispensable in helping us do that and in helping us keep and attract a diverse cadre of students, faculty, and staff. At the same time, the positive outcomes of the plan will foster a greater spirit of community on campus as well as between this university and the region we serve. All these programs and initiatives, from Campus Connect to our diversity efforts, have not been small, ad hoc, or simply idiosyncratic incremental changes. They have been intentional. They have been strategic. They have happened because we are a learning organization, a place that recognizes employees' worth and encourages collaborating across divisions, taking risks, communicating openly, and working toward a common goal. The past 6 years have not made our progress toward our strategic goals easy. But learning organizations at their core are innovative and adaptive, and we certainly are. And that bears repeating. The last 6 years have not made it easy to make progress toward our strategic goals, but we have, because we are a learning organization, because we are and have been innovative and adaptive. There is no question that public higher education remains under attack, that it has come under increased scrutiny with state performance measures and federal oversight, and that it has experienced everywhere, and certainly in this state, draconian budget cuts. And even now, with the promise of some state funds the next 4 years, the new normal will continue to move us from a state-supported to a state-assisted university. This is especially true when you remember that even with the passage of Prop 30 last year, our net gain, after refunding $4.1 million to students in tuition, was a gain of $1.3 million. And the big caveat was that in order to get continued state funding, we would not, as a system, increase tuition. I will say again what I've said repeatedly. Together, this learning organization started early to identify strategies that would take us through this economic downturn before we knew how relentless and how long that recession would be. We held true to 3 principles during that time: continuing to serve students with quality, protecting as many jobs as we could, and focusing on the future. I contend to you that we were successful during those 6 years in all of those 3 principles. Together, we continue to put the needs of our students before all else. When other universities are decreasing undergraduate student research opportunities, we are expanding ours. When other universities are cutting programs, we are launching new ones. The CSU Institute for Palliative Care is an extraordinary example of our learning organization's innovation and adaptability, of our being able to get things done when other institutions might struggle, of our tenacity in getting to yes rather than yielding to the easier "it can't be done." The first institute of its kind in the nation, this Institute of Palliative Care will fulfill a serious void in healthcare professional training and education and in building community awareness. CSUSM was chosen to house and incubate the Institute because our system recognized our innovation and our adaptability. They recognized that as a learning organization, together, we can and do respond to the needs of our region and communities far faster and much more creatively than other institutions. We build partnerships, create new revenue streams. The fact that it took only 18 months from the idea to the launch, and we raised $2.4 million for that institute, is testament to that creativity and that future focus. We have already embedded palliative care into several nursing and health-related courses, and we are working with interested faculty to integrate palliative care across the curriculum where it makes sense. We are educating the next generation of leaders, the young and developing minds that will seek to move our communities forward. For public universities to once again be seen as relevant institutions of academic excellence, they must, as we have, shift their thinking. We heard repeatedly from our employers that they want well-rounded students, students who are not discipline-bound, students who can communicate clearly, students who have real-world experience. Our faculty consistently work together to create cross-discipline experiences for our students. Literature and kinesiology professors are collaborating on medical humanities courses, and faculty in the women's studies and anthropology departments are exploring the body and identity. In addition, through increased undergraduate research and a multitude of experiential learning opportunities, our students and faculty are involved in innovative studies, from sequencing strains of algae to exploring cutting-edge methods for detecting depression. Students at our Temecula location are also involved in essential research, from conducting various kinesiology studies to dissecting the impact local economic decisions can have on the environment. And with the launch this fall of new programs at Temecula, such as the Accelerated Bachelor's of Nursing, the BS in Business Administration, and a BS in Kinesiology, all without state support, students in Temecula will contribute greatly to Southwest Riverside County. Our programs in Temecula are so in demand that in only 3 short years, we are already outgrowing our lease-free space. Enrollment this fall of matriculated students is expected to top 250, nearly quadruple the number of students we served when that center opened. Throughout the region and well beyond, our reputation and our value are evident. Together, we are finding new and different ways of providing access to a CSUSM education. Together, we are continuously improving. We are engaging with each other and with our region to drive innovation and create new knowledge. With all of the changes of higher education, colleges and universities that are not examining their policies, procedures, pedagogies, and pipelines are becoming less relevant. They are not seen as knowledge centers, nor are they targets for philanthropic investments and research funding. CSUSM is an exception. As a committed learning organization, together, we are always reviewing and refining our ideas, and outside parties see us as a wise investment. The Price Family Charitable Foundation certainly does. As part of our mission to serve the students of our region, we started those guaranteed admission programs with local school districts in 2006. And we have them with a tribal nation and 3 organizations for former foster youth. To date, almost 300 students from those guaranteed admissions programs have come to us as part of those agreements. These students, as you heard in the video, come to us better prepared. They have higher GPAs, better retention rates. Clearly, the program is working. We signed our first agreement with San Marcos Unified in 2006, and students from San Marcos Unified attended here in 2009 and graduated last May, taking only 4 years to earn their degree. But we want to create stronger, more integrated programs that better support the districts, teachers, and our university goals. Through conversations and consultations with 6 public school districts and superintendents, we agreed we needed to improve and expand that model and that we needed external support to do so. The Price Charitable Foundation responded to our proposal and made a $500,000 donation that has enabled us to establish what we are calling the Alliance. With this alliance, we'll create a more comprehensive plan, a sustained pipeline, and a strong database. And as you heard earlier in the video, the goal is to offer workshops to teachers and parents on how best to prepare students for successful college careers. A main component of the Alliance will focus on establishing a joint faculty development program between our faculty responsible for first-year programs and area high school teachers, creating a more seamless transition from high school to here. As the only CSU with formal outreach program that extends across multiple school districts, we have a strong record of faculty involvement in our schools. But our commitment to raising the educational attainment rate of our region extends to every student, whether or not they attend one of our partner schools. Across the nation, there is a strong sense of urgency about expanding college access to the most educationally at-risk students. That has been a priority of mine and of ours for nearly a decade. A Hispanic-serving institution since 2010, our Hispanic student population has grown from less than 2,000 in 2008 to more than 3,000 last year. We now serve 7% more Hispanic students than SDSU, and applications from Hispanic students for this fall top 7,800, our largest pool ever. What's more, the U.S. Department of Education awarded our College Assistance Migrant Program, or CAMP, a 5-year, $2.1 million grant last year, proving that our targeted recruitment and retention efforts are working. CAMP has helped our university transform the lives of many students, including senior Cipriano Vargas. One of 9 students whose parents immigrated from Mexico, Cipriano would watch his parents go off to work the fields every day. He knew that he wanted a better life for himself and for his family, and he began applying himself to his studies, eventually coming to us through CAMP in 2009. The first person in his extended family to attend college, Cipriano has been involved in campus life since his first days here, mentoring other camp students, serving on the ASI board, and spearheading numerous campaigns. Most recently, as you know, the governor appointed him to the CSU Board of Trustees, our first student trustee, and a true demonstration of the good work we are doing together as a learning organization. Our work with American Indian students is also impressive. In the spring, I delivered my second annual report to tribal nations, highlighting our successes and our goals. I also hosted the second annual Tribal Education Summit last fall, where tribal leaders and educators discussed ways to increase American Indian student enrollment in college. Among the suggestions were establishing workshops for Native parents, developing a mentoring program, and providing cultural competencies for the campus community. We are making headway. Last fall, we hosted a college fair for American Indian students. Nearly 200 students attended, and we are looking to build on that success. We have also applied for a number of professional development grants to help increase the number of American Indian teachers and faculty, and we are actively exploring how more students might fulfill their language other than English requirement through native languages. Among our most notable and recent achievements are creating the first How to Get to College poster in a native language and graduating our first American Indian doctoral student last May. We are reaching out and we are reaching back to keep the doors of higher education open to American Indian students and to other educationally at-risk students in our region. Once students get to our campus, we work hard to retain them and facilitate their progress to graduation. Starting this semester, as you know, we are instituting the Academic Excellence and Student Success Fee. This fee will address both of these goals by creating more sections of bottleneck courses, by expanding library hours and resources, and by increasing student academic support. We were clearly in a bind. Reduced course sections and reduced student support due to reduced state funding invariably led us to lengthier times to graduation and increased costs directly and indirectly to students, as it slowed entrance into the workforce. By decreasing time to graduation, by serving the most educationally at-risk students, by developing new educational pathways, and by collaborating with our communities, we are building a stronger college-going community. To ensure that our students achieve their dreams, we must provide more than rigorous academics. We must also provide an environment that inspires them to learn and that equips them with the necessary tools. Our facilities are a prime example. They're modern, they're well-equipped, and they represent our continued commitment to our students. When I started here in 2004, there were 10 buildings. Since then, we have carefully planned, designed, and built 8 buildings. With the addition of the Student Union and the Student Health, that will bring the total number to 10 new buildings, with a few on the horizon, including a new Veterans Center, which I'll talk about in just a moment. With each building, we have looked at what the needs of our campus are, and we have adhered to strict green building standards, ensuring that we built environmental buildings and that we were a campus environmentally friendly as well as functional. From solar power to using reclaimed water for landscaping, to use of drought-tolerant plants, our buildings have earned the highest LEED certifications from the U.S. Green Building Council, silver for SBSB and gold for our public safety building, the same level we intend to achieve with the Student Union. Although changing the tenor of campus is the growing number of students living on campus as well. When I arrived, UVA had just opened that fall, and there were fewer than 400 students living on our campus. Today, with Phase 2 opened and filled, tomorrow, 1,200 students will move in to our student residencies, with hundreds more on waiting lists. And with more of those students living on campus, we'll need to bring services closer to them. In June, we broke ground for our new Student Health and Counseling Services Center adjacent to the parking structure. The new building will have exam rooms, medical offices, counseling spaces, and far easier for students to access. Along with moving health services onto campus, our School of Nursing will soon be moving back to campus. We're shoring up our future, expanding our blueprint, and bringing services closer to students. And we are doing it all in a wise and thoughtful way. Every decision, every program and initiative we make is with a focus on the future. As a learning organization with a shared vision, together we are creating a bold future for this region and a different blueprint for public higher education. And both of those are increasingly important. California now has the largest number of adults without a high school diploma or its equivalency in the country. We are trying to change those statistics. More than 19,000 students applied for 3,400 slots this fall. Combine that with the incoming and current students and 30,000 plus alumni, and it's clear that we are creating a future here of educated citizenry and quickly cementing our status as a top-quality, comprehensive university. We have survived and thrived during the toughest times by working together, by focusing on our students, and by projecting the future needs of our region. And this includes the needs of non-traditional students. As home to some of the largest military installations in the country, veterans, active duty military, and their families are increasingly turning to us as an institution of first choice. Those students are older, their life experiences are vastly different, and their needs as students are unique. We work to make them feel welcome and to provide access to support services that meet their special circumstances. Our reputation for educating veterans is nationally known, and it is just one of the reasons why Stevens Institute of Technology in New Jersey is donating their learning house to us to create a new, modern, on-campus Veterans Center. Stevens Institute of Technology is building the Smart Sustainable House as part of their participation in the Department of Energy's Solar Decathlon, and it's donating it to us after the competition in October. Why us? Because our national reputation as veteran-friendly and the regard of several generals in Camp Pendleton put us in the Institute's spotlight. And after their visit here in early July, they were certain we were the recipient of choice. The 1,000-square-foot house will be situated between Markstein and Science Hall 2, and will go a long way towards strengthening our relationship with our military partners and ensuring their continued success at CSUSM. We are equally committed to ensuring the success of our former foster youth who attend our university through a Scholar Services program. The program began in 2007 with 9 students and has grown steadily. 14 freshmen this fall, bringing a total enrollment to 56 students. And because of the specialized support we offer them, A scholars have an 88% retention rate, and more than half of our graduates of former foster youth have gone on to postgraduate studies, beating the odds. And I have full confidence that Matt Walsh, who you saw in one of the opening videos, will be one of those students. Placed in foster care at age 2, Matt was removed from his adoptive mom's home when he was 14. He eventually moved in with a friend's parents who helped him find his way to college. He found a home at CSUSM in the A Scholars program. He also found his voice, a voice he will surely use this year as our newly elected ASI president. This remarkable institution, this learning organization, is transforming lives on every level. Our effect is so profound that many of our alumni remain at the university using their CSUSM knowledge and experience to help future generations. And our commitment to the professional development of our staff has also meant that many of our employees become alumni. Nearly 200 alumni are now working in departments throughout the university, and that's nearly 15% of our employee base. That says a lot about who we are, about how we all share a common vision, and how committed we are to this learning organization. And it's not just those of us on campus who believe that we are creating a more vibrant future for our students in our region. Our community is increasingly investing in us. They are recognizing our vision and contributing to our mission. In the last year, we have seen a 25% increase in the number of donors to our university and a 30% increase in total donations. In fact, the Pardee family recently made a $1.5 million donation to endow student scholarships. Darlene Shiley donated $1.2 million last fall to help launch the Institute of Palliative Care. Through the investment of our communities, through our collective commitment to being a learning organization, and through our growing list of accomplishments, we are propelling our university forward faster, farther. We are preparing our students to be leaders by ensuring that our university-first spirit is based on sharing a passion for learning and ideas, understanding and respecting differences, and recognizing and building on civility campaign commonalities. Ours is a university that thinks as one, that knows that success comes not by thinking we are different colleges connected by a heating plant, or a series of divisions connected by telephone lines. And I've worked at those kinds of universities, and I imagine some of you have. Ours is a university that works with common purpose because we are a learning organization, because we utilize learning organization principles, and we need to, because we are the front door to our region's future, and we are the portal to the American dream for so many students. What is required of us, of all of us, then, is to approach each day with an urgency of purpose and the will to continue to work together to improve lives and enrich communities. I know that isn't easy, and it requires all of us together. But everyone has a role in identifying and implementing new ways to work smarter, reduce costs, enhance services, and generate revenues. We must solve shared problems, and we must advance our university together. With all that in mind, I think you'll agree that our university, this source of academic and cultural energy, is demonstrating persuasively that we have an appetite for and an ability to implement significant change. We are transforming and elevating public higher education, not tinkering at the margins. Together, we are working with purpose, discipline, and imagination to provide our students with extraordinary educational experiences. We are preparing, building, solving. Our life-changing, life-enhancing, life-enriching work is gaining broad recognition, and I am grateful to all of you for making that happen. Our momentum is strong. Our vision is clear. We must not, we cannot let divisiveness or the critics derail our work and the outcomes we produce that have such deep impact on this region. Together, we are a remarkable institution. Together, we are the exception to the higher education norm. Together, we are a learning organization. Together, we are Cal State San Marcos.